Excuse my voice today. I'm full of cold. My sinuses are bad. I want to go through this album that I picked up. I picked it up more or less empty. There were some stamps in there. A lot of stamps had been reefed out, so I was left with just a basic album. And I thought I would just stuff it full of stamps. So I bought 1,000 stamps on eBay and started to fill it up. So I thought I'd show you how far we've gone. So this is a new series, the improved postage stamp album, including spaces. And it's the 17th edition. And I don't know what the age of it is. Maybe there's something in here, but we have countries such as, well, countries that don't even exist anymore. Such as German Levant, does that exist? Gwalior, Datia, the Cameroons, British, French, German. So they don't actually exist anymore. So I started to fill in, and the first page was Great Britain. Well, it would be, because Great Britain invented the stamp. So here we've got a Queen Victoria. I don't know about anything about value. All four of these are Queen Victoria, and that's King Edward the Seventh, her son. We have some more here. Edward the Eighth. Managed to get four of those and put them in. And then the old king is there. And then we have Queen Elizabeth. And then I added a Jersey stamp, actually. Don't know how that sneaked in. Now this is a Gibraltar page, and this is a Gibraltar stamp. Irish Free State. I struggled with this, so I just loaded it with Irish stamps. The sword. Tried to keep them as old as possible. The map ones, they were very popular. The Celtic Cross. They were always very popular when I was a kid. And then we go over to British possessions, the islands. I presume, well, it is actually, the first half of this book is Europe. So we've got places like Malta here, but I think most of these are Malta. In fact, all of my stamps here are Malta. Oh, that's a colourful one. Must be a modern one. And then we go over to Austria, which I've managed to blank out. Again, I've tried to keep some of them old to give a bit of interest. Look nice and old. Should I be touching them? Probably not. And there's 2 pages for Austria, because that was a big old place back in the day. Not so much anymore. And part of Austria was in Italy. Presumably not anymore. Albania, Bosnia, I've got 0. Belgium, well, I seem to have thousands of them. That was my postman. I wonder if there's any more stamps coming my way. So here we have a lot of Belgium stamps. And with this bit here, it's the Belgian occupation of Germany, Eupen and Malmedy. Know nothing about the history of that, but I've just loaded it with as old a stamp as I can. The idea really was to fill this book. Now here's Bulgaria. What I found interesting with this was there's a cricket stamp in Bulgaria. I didn't even know they played cricket. They probably don't. Maybe it was a sports collection they were bringing out. Sicilia, Thrace and Syria, I have 0. Czechoslovakia, which it doesn't exist anymore, but before we, or my generation, knew Czechoslovakia as one word, this was 2 words. And then we've got some, reasonably old. I mean, what is old? I don't know what's old anymore. And the stamps were first issued in Czechoslovakia in 1918. So here we have German states. So Danzig, Fiume, Memel and Saar. Then Denmark comes along, and there's a lot of stamps associated with Denmark floating around. Stamps were first issued in Denmark 1851. I'll just do Europe today. I won't do the other stuff after. I've got one Iceland, which I think may be a modern stamp. I've got one Latvia, which is definitely a modern stamp. Finland, yeah, they tend to be modern. And France, I do like France. I love French stamps, especially the old ones. And they're very sort of French. They're very republic. You know, they're very proud of having their republic away from the monarchy. So there's a lot of things associated with republicanism in their stamps. And there's a lot of stamps in France. And they started producing stamps in 1849. I made a collection of these, which I may show one day. Also these, the Sower. Some interesting history around that. So as you can see, there's a lot of French stuff. Here we have French colonies. What have we got there? Levant. Nothing on Alsace-Lorraine, which is those sort of borderlands, weren't they, between the First and Second World Wars. There were like these borders that went back and forth. Here we have Bavaria. So Bayern. So I've filled, not fully, but I've started to fill up those. And then we got the other three states. So Germany was made up of different states. Germany is a new construct. Württemberg, I've got Württemberg stamps in other albums. Germany here, Germany general, if you will, which includes Western Germany, East Germany, as it was, reunited Germany, German Reich, that sort of thing. Filling them up. Easy again to fill up because Germany has issued a lot of stamps. I'll try not to go beyond 10 minutes. Greece, I have little interest in the Greek stamps. I find them a bit boring, really, but you know, there's a lot of them about. Holland, the Netherlands, again, a lot of stamps are out there. Excuse me, billions of them. And as a consequence, they got 2 pages. That's an interesting one. Benelux, which is Belgium, Netherlands and Luxembourg. Hungary. Hungary tend to have huge stamps, huge old stamps, which fill the page too quickly. Don't like them. And seem to be a bit, you know, they're brought out for the sake of it. Nothing to do with Hungary. Italian states of Vatican City and San Marino. Fairly interesting. Italy itself, again, made up of kingdoms over the years, and is now one country. And there's a lot of Italian stamps. That's an empty page. Yugoslavia, it was one word in my youth. Now, then back even further in the day, it's 2 words. Now it no longer exists. Liechtenstein, an empty Lithuania, a sparse Luxembourg, an empty Monaco, which I think is the second smallest state after the Vatican City. Montenegro, nothing there. Norway, there are a lot of stamps around Norway, but I've really failed to put them in at the moment. The plebiscites, which were again Germanic, Eastern Germany really. Poland are one of those countries that produced a lot of big stamps, almost to make money really, and pretty boring. Portugal, not many there, even though they've got 2 pages. The Azores and Madeira, 0. Romania. I find the Eastern Europeans tend to bring out a lot of stamps as if they want to help their GDP. Who knows? I've got 10 seconds left. Russia. They're quite interesting, though these aren't Russia as such. They are the USSR, so not Russia as such. Serbia, 0. Spain, oh, so many. Sweden. Switzerland again is another one that brings out big old stamps that soon fill the pages. Turkey. Ukraine, I have none of those. So I may need to... And that's it. I've got new issues for Europe, and then I'm back into the British possessions around Baghdad and that. So that's my first stamp video. Hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.